No, it is because I got some in my eye. Oh, sorry. I got some in my eye. I can't help it. Welcome to the Teaming Up Show, your guide to the future of real estate. I am JP. You are Sarah P.
Pamela.
And we're going to be talking about hiring again with the one and only hiring guru. So, what are you going to talk about today? Tell me.
We're talking about sources of talent. Super
Okay.
exciting. So, where to get those resumes? We did a different video about going through all the resumes.
Yep.
How do we get them? Right?
We did.
Yes. Okay. So we get the resumes from doing things that are free or things that cost money.
Yep,
and when you make money, then you can put it back in and do things that make money. So let's talk about the stuff that costs money first.
So when we're hiring, well, no, let's actually just go. Let's just start at the top. So when you're hiring people, or you're selling real estate, or you're building a company, whatever it is, the closest people that are to you are going to have referrals that know you and know how you work, and they're going to be good sources of maybe your first hires. And then as you get bigger, hire here and there.
Yes, I would say that all hiring books and hiring programs and things will say that those are the best places to find people.
Yeah.
I found that you just can't find them fast enough. So
right.
But if you're only going to focus on bugging the people in your sphere of influence all day, every day, you're just not going to find enough people fast enough. But if I look at our organization, lots of people came from referrals.
Right, and what I want to also fight is I think it can be really bad just to be really reliant on your sphere, not just only for like the ability to grow fast enough, but what I think a lot of people do there is they have their cousin or their sister or whatever the scenario is, and they'll just hire them because it's convenience hire. And I think if we look at building an organization,
they're looking at minimizing their risk, thinking by hiring their sister or their cousin or their mom is going to be less risky.
It's actually probably the most risky thing you can possibly do for the growth of your business.
Right. It gets you off on the completely wrong foot.
If you look at successful companies, the chances of the handful, say especially maybe 10 or 20 hires coming from your direct, like someone in your family or something, aren't that good.
Right.
You need two amazing people that work really well together at this.
It's not a model to say that it's going to be somebody that you're in direct relation with. Can it happen? Of course it can. We work together.
Yeah, totally. But that's it's coincidence.
Yeah.
Just really is. So, I mean, obviously your sphere of influence is one of the biggest things that you can do. And also, I would say with your sphere of influence, what really works good is when your net gets bigger with your sphere, meaning like your outside sphere people, meaning like, okay, the title person that you work with.
Or the title people's processor, like a little bit deeper.
Like a little bit deeper, like your loan officer's friend
assistant,
that they know, or assistant, or their loan officer's assistant that knows someone. Meaning, I think that is probably one of the better places, like if you call sphere, that's probably one of the better places as that outside, because there's just so many more contacts out there versus your 20 or 30 people that you know. If you can really get it out to that sphere, that's where the gold mine is.
Yes.
That's where the strong gold mine is.
And talking to people that are in your sphere that are really amazing so that they can spot people that are amazing.
Right.
So I don't know that I'd take a referral, as seriously from somebody who I didn't think was very talented in the role. But we have people that are in different, title and mortgage and all that are just amazing people. So I would trust their recommendation of someone. And I also I'm not trying to steal them. So like there's kind of that route too. Oh, let's just try to take the title girl and bring her into our real estate team. She's amazing. Well, no, we need an amazing title person too.
Right.
So I consider that spot on the bus filled. Who does she know?
Right. Yep.
Unless it was like some great fit where they wanted to move over, but I'm not trying to like snag those people.
Right.
So anyway, Sphere is definitely a big one to cover, and we have several people from Sphere.
Right. Okay. So then we've also done job fairs.
Yeah.
And
those are exhausting.
Yeah. So we've done some college job fairs, and that's worked with somewhat success, but not.
I think that's one of those things where you need to do it over and over and over again, and we did not. I think we did 3 of them.
Okay, so but that'd be another place.
So I did 3 of them, and I did come up with one candidate who was awesome. I think that I've rolled him out now. You probably know who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But he was an option at the time, so I did produce one candidate.
Okay, so then what's the next sources?
Okay, so then we head into like a ZipRecruiter option. So that for like ZipRecruiter, you can get like $99 a month, and you can get 3 postings. I would say that the quality of the candidates are not that great. I think there's one person who came from ZipRecruiter, but it does fill your inbox up with a lot of resumes, which is valuable too, because if you're going to become an expert at hiring, and if it's not going to be you, someone's going to have to be an expert at it, it just keeps you sharp. So going through lots of resumes just keeps you kind of, I don't know, your brain going. So you're going to need a lot of resumes to sift through.
Yeah.
That will help there. Their quality isn't that great, but definitely talk to the person at ZipRecruiter, who's like the sales rep, and they'll help you craft your ad to be more appealing to job applicants.
Right.
And in the past, I've always just ignored those phone calls. Like, like they'll call you and want to say, "Oh, we want to help optimize your site," and it's just annoying. But I've actually learned that I think they have a lot of time on their hands because they will really sit down and help you.
Okay, so what about some other ones?
Indeed is another one, which is kind of like pay-per-click, I feel like, for job posting.
Like Google pay-per-click, basically.
And if you
is
have a
what you're saying.
budget, that's where I'd put your budget into. I've had a lot of success in there. You can set how much it's going to spend per day or like a monthly budget.
Yep.
And then it'll send resumes to you through there.
Yep.
People used to do Craigslist. I haven't really done that for a while, other than for a runner. So if you're a real estate team, you want to get a runner. There's a lot of applicants on there.
Yep.
There's a lot of college kids that are kind of searching Craigslist for little part-time jobs. And then what other ones do we
What
have?
about like social media? What about like maybe
Oh, yeah.
Facebook
I
or
think
like
being interesting-
or LinkedIn or
Yeah.
something like
Oh,
that?
LinkedIn is one of my favorites also because on there you can search, you can back search where people work. So let's say if you're really digging in and you need to generate more resumes or you just want to make some contacts, you can
Yep.
search someone who works in a call center at another company, direct message them. You got to add them like as a friend or whatever they call it, a connection on there to be able to do that. Or you can pay to have like 45 messages a month
Yep.
to
Okay.
anyone you want.
Okay.
So that opens the door to
Yep.
anyone. They try to LinkedIn protects people like so. It doesn't
So how would you be? How would you be
Well,
successful?
I
at
always look on Facebook. Like if I get an applicant, I always look them up on Facebook, look them up online.
Yep. So what would you be? What would be successful? How would you attract people like through LinkedIn? Like meeting, like say, like they
Great
see,
question.
that
So-
you add them as a connection
You have
or
to be
whatever.
interesting. So
Right.
that comes all the way down to that comes to like taking great photos around the office once in a while.
How do you make it interesting
I
with
was thinking,
LinkedIn and
don't
connect
just
with
put
them?
a stock photo of like a girl sitting at a front desk answering a phone that you find on Google as your image if you're going to post like, hey, I'm hiring, check out my company, all of that. You need to I try to find something interesting, even if it's just like a weird photo of somebody in a sombrero around the office somewhere. So that just comes down to like
That's why I
taking.
said Nate would be willing to do that.
Yeah. Thank you, Nate.
Yeah.
So put something interesting up there, grabs people's attention because LinkedIn's news feed is super dry.
But my interesting thing about the interesting point about that, about being interesting and having that stock photo, is I think it helps for you to actually really be interesting.
I think we are.
No, I know, but I think that's why you
That's
get,
the root of it.
that's
You have
why
to be
you don't
interesting.
have a stock photo up there, because you would have Nate in a siesta hat with like a streamer or something. So but why that is because we are different and we are interesting.
Yeah.
So I think it is very important when you're recruiting to be attractive, to be
Yeah.
really, really attractive.
Yeah.
So you want to always fight that, because
Well, we've had meetings about
people
being
don't want to
attractive.
come
We've-
here.
no,
It's
we
not
sat in
just
there
about
really-
the money. The money
yeah.
is once you're
Right.
there, the money, you need to keep growing and have more opportunity, of course. That's anywhere. But the big thing is being somewhere where you're every day and that you're enjoying it.
Right. We've had meetings about
So.
how just the administrative department can just in itself just be kind of bland feeling, and how can we be different than other companies that
Yeah.
call it that.
Well, and the reason why we're saying we want to be different isn't
'cause
just
it is different.
It is different, and we
feels
expect
different.
it to be
Right.
different, and we expect it to be different than other places. So that's what we're going to force
Right.
that.
And that comes down
to
to
happen,
I don't want
an
to
expectation.
just say in my ad on LinkedIn or on my newsfeed on there, I don't want to just say hiring an administrative assistant who answers the phones and opens the mail,
Because
like,
that's not
super
what we're
boring.
well. No, that's not who we're looking for either.
No.
We're looking for someone that can actually take
Right.
that position and
says-
bring it to
says
another level.
Looking for someone to join the EOPS department of of a fast-growing real estate team. Well, then they're like, well, what's
Real
EOPS?
estate
And it's like,
company.
well, that's elite operations. That's what our administrative department's called. So it goes super deep into, and you just have to start. If you just start that way with your real estate team, I think
Yeah.
that you have to be interesting. I don't
Words
know.
matter, and
They do.
belief systems matter, and little details
I
like
think
that
about-
matter.
So if
matter
someone's
a
watching
ton.
this video and they don't have a real estate team,
Right.
I'm thinking back, what did I used to put before the word rock star was in everything. Like
Yeah.
everyone says that all the time
Yeah.
now. But 7 years ago when I was hiring for somebody, or maybe 5 years ago, I put looking for an administrative short sale rock star. And that's how I got
Right,
the shorts
'cause
of
they
rock
saw
star.
that. They're like,
She
"I'm a
goes-
rock star."
She says,
Like, literally,
I
I
was
am.
looking for a job for my husband, but I saw a rock star in the title, and then and she chose it, and so the words do matter.
Yeah, words do matter, and those things do matter. They matter a ton because people are not robots. People want experiences, and if they're at work for 50% of their life, they want to be able to really enjoy it because there's places out there that will provide that, and you got to be committed as an owner. To have the best people, else you won't be able to get them. You're not going to trick people into it. They're going to see it really quickly.
Right.
And that's not to say that we don't have boring days here and times that things are a little bit bland, but we do our best to constantly push so that isn't the case.
Right. So
Right.
those are my sources.
Okay, so those
There's,
are good
there's probably a
sources.
few other ones, but those are kind of the majority of them.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I don't think there's anywhere other. I mean, if we went down the road where we got like Nate on like a
College sites. That's
college,
a great,
college.
You can post on all the local or all through the state of Minnesota the college boards. That's really tedious work. So I recommend setting up a spreadsheet that has like all the boxes that you fill in, so you can copy and paste and move it over.
Yep, and then I'm just trying
We
to think.
had a virtual assistant doing it for a while, but I found that you really kind of gotta do it yourself.
Yep, I'm trying to think about every other person. Like Brian, we knew Brian.
was Sphere.
Josh Champ was Sphere.
Jen was Indeed. Aaron
Yeah.
was Indeed.
Andy was.
Andy, were you Indeed or College Board?
Carolyn. So
Sphere.
but now that goes right back to my Sphere thing. Is like
Yes.
a lot of our spheres is a little bit just kind of disconnected. It's not
Fringe.
my.
It's like fringe
It's
sphere.
fringe. It's like yes, maybe they're. I mean, you know that person really good, but that person or that person you don't. You know, so that's really huge.
That was third level Sphere Deep.
Right. So that's
Margaret Carolyn.
That's a really big point because you got to not think of like the 40 people that are in direct sphere. You got sphere. You got to really talk about projecting that past that.
Yep.
Very, very big point, and it's cheap and it's free.
Yeah.
Right, it's free. So. Thanks for coming to this show. If you have any questions or you want to dig deeper, ask us some questions on here on the Teaming Up show. We'd be glad, Sarah, be glad to answer them if you have any. And thanks for joining again. Let's do 2 more, right? So we're going to talk about how to conduct a first phone screen interview, right? And then we're going to also talk about what a first person interview
in-person.
entails. Okay, so show up, see that.